What's up, guys? This is KT, and you're listening to the Jamaica Funk Show. Tonight, my co-host, Miss Johanna Bright, is in the house. Hello, people. How are you? And we're doing Black History Wednesday. Yes. So tonight, we're going to talk about Dr. SEBI, better known as Alfredo. Is it Alfredo? Alfredo SEBI. And we're going to also talk about Henrietta Lack. And we're going to talk about Dr. George Carruthers.
Yes.
And
the National Council of Negro Women.
And the National Council of Negro Women. Okay, cool. So tonight we got a great show for you, and we got some poetry by none other than Miss Johanna Bright herself, from Joe's Poetry, excerpts from her resume. And we got some sweet reggae music. So I want you to grab that last piece of jerk chicken and whatever it is you're eating and drinking, and get ready to listen to some show enough reggae music. Well, Ireman.
You hear that? That girl them out to bubble over for up to the time, you know it's called Taz. Hold them there. See me, I said, the ladies, you know, living a life eccentric, authentic, the sky. Those ladies over there, I think they need some antiseptic.
You know beg to the hot girl. You was a cute baby when your man say natural. No boy can say you casual. As usual, give them phone number refusal. Cause you know beg to the hot girl. You was a cute baby when your man say natural. No boy can say you casual. As usual, give them phone number refusal. You no carry me a tea, that a dirty class. So if a your man she want, she no fit her. Stretch her hand when you a pass, make you chop it her. If you in a Versace shot, start your pop it her. She in a dirty shot, tell her, take it her. So push it her. To how you take Magdalene to her. When you shop in a Jamaica, you shop a man of her. And legally, she can't shop in a very bar. You know beg to the hot girl. You was a cute baby when your man say natural. No boy can say you casual. As usual, give them phone number refusal. Cause you know beg to the hot girl. You was a cute baby when your man say natural. No boy can say you casual. As usual, give them phone number refusal. DRDNG mean dirty garments. And our life rewind to the past tense. Cause it's full of torments. Jerry Springer flopper in front of a life through the hardest. But you're not a disgrace to your parents. You deal with them various monthly payments. Your life in a sequence. Your body full of iron, calcium, necessary ingredients. You know beg to the hot girl. You was a cute baby when your man say natural. No boy can say you casual. As usual, give them phone number refusal. Cause you know beg to the hot girl. You was a cute baby when your man say natural. No boy can say you casual. As usual, give them phone number refusal.
Them nobody know, them just talking hype. When we roll up, shoot up them party vibes. If I know the get a beat, then I the 45. Hey man, the boy, she squeeze it, she got palm boy. Shot the post, blood run like river that boy. From me little bit run, he send me apart. And everybody know, send me no give a damn boy. Me bust me gun till he hot like fire pan stove. A rock catch panny wall like fly up and post. Them know so me sick like Iron Man coke. Me make your mother buy a reed and a one road. Clip them long like fireman hose. Shot burn him up like iron pan close. Any bumper hold this dead. God know me take the oath. Car when he gun them a bust boy drop down a death. Baby run them down, shoot shot in your gun. Anyway chip then he chop them a cut. A tough chat them a pop. I don't know if we bust them head. Promise that why you are the fucking dead. Squeeze it, she got palm boy. Shot the post, blood run like river that boy. From me little bit run, he send me apart. And everybody know, send me no give a damn boy. War get hot, man a drop dash bomb in Iraq. Them know me head hot like yam in the pot. Pussy love chat, so me shot him for that. When the rifle bust, don't jam in fi stop. So me left him fi gap. Boy I try run him, print drop him fi got. As some me know say them a pussy. Yo, them not evil. Never bust her head dead with the fucking nigger. Boy, you say them tough. Now look for me, though. Street a fucking diesel. Help me never itch it, squeeze it, trigger palm boy. Shotty post, blood run like river that boy. From me little bit run, he send me apart. And everybody know, send me no give a damn boy. Me bust me gun till he hot like fire pan stove. A rock catch pan the wall like fly pan post. Them know say me sick like Iron Man coke. Me make your mother buy a wreath and a one rose. Clip them long like fireman hose. Shot bun him up like iron pan close. Any bumper hold this dead. God know me take the oath. Cause when he gun them a bust boy drop down a duck. Me run them down, shoot shot in your gut. Anyway chip then he chop them a cut. A tough chat them a pop. I don't know if he will bust them head. From your side where you are the fucking dead. Help me never itch it, squeeze it, trigger palm boy. Shotty post, blood run like river that boy. From me little bit run, he send me apart. And everybody know, send me no give a damn boy.
Wow, guys, welcome to Black History Wednesday. Another Black History Wednesday, and tonight we're going to talk about, first up, Miss Henrietta Lack. Now, you know that Oprah Winfrey has done an HBO special on the life of Miss Henrietta Lack, but and actually I seen the special. It was really good, and so good that I really wanted to talk about Henrietta.
Okay.
Henrietta Lack was a poor tobacco farmer whose cells were taken without her knowledge in 1951 and became one of the most important tools in medicine, vital for developing the polio vaccine, cloning, gene mapping, and in vitro fertilization, and more. Henrietta's cells have been bought and sold by the billions, yet her remains virtually she remains virtually unknown, and her family can't even afford health insurance. Soon to be made, and they're saying soon to be made into an HBO special, which has already been made and aired, starring Oprah Winfrey and Alan Ball. This New York Times bestseller, because they wrote a book about it, takes readers on an extraordinary journey from the colored ward of Johns Hopkins Hospital in 1950. Now, Johns Hopkins Hospital was in the South. This is in the South, and this is the way they used to do black people in the South. So, in 1950, to a stark white laboratory with freezers full of HeLa cells. HeLa cells are Henrietta Lack. They did not want to give her credit as a colored woman by putting her whole name on it, and they know what they did was wrong. Mm-hmm. They knew that they stole her cells, and they harvested them. And then what happened is at one point the cells got contaminated. So what they did is they brought all of her family into the laboratory so that they could give blood, so that they would know the difference between what was her cells and what was the contamination. This is what Johns Hopkins did.
Well, that's so sneaky, but anyway.
Yeah, this is what Johns Hopkins did. And then if that's not bad, then they took one of her daughters. She had a daughter that was had some she was mentally challenged. Mm-hmm. They put the daughter in a asylum for colored people in the South, because when Henrietta wound up with cancer, and this is how they wound up getting her cells, because she wound up with cancer and she died from cancer. They took her daughter and put her daughter into an asylum because Henrietta could no longer take care of her because of the illness that she was undergoing. They drilled holes in this baby's brain to do tests on her, to see how black people function. I mean, the South was so cruel to black people. I mean, this is where.
Well, you have to remember they treated blacks, us, as 3/5 of a person. Remember, we weren't even considered a human being, and there were, if you know, remember the book 12 Years a Slave, and those books.
I wrote a
right
paper on it.
Right. So they purported that black people weren't really people. We were Negroes. We was niggers. We were slaves. We had tails. We were, we were related to the monkey, therefore no longer human beings. And that's how they justified what they did. And they said that so that they could do those kind of experiments on black people and get away with it.
Yeah. I mean, and there were so many experiments that they did on black people in the South, like the what was it, the syphilis study.
The men that they took, like 200 something black men, and they gave them all syphilis to see the different stages of syphilis in their bodies. Or
what they actually were trying to do is see if they could affect other people by shooting them up with this virus and then turning them loose into their community, and they thought that they could affect a whole community, and actually that is not what happened.
So give us some more information about Henrietta Lack.
So Henrietta's family, because she died early, so she don't even know what happened to her cells.
Well, of course.
And one of her daughters, that was played by Oprah Winfrey, took us back to Clover, Virginia. It's east of Baltimore today, or East Baltimore today. And her family, this particular daughter, she tried to sue them. She did all kinds of things until they met this one white woman who came and had been to Johns Hopkins and found out that Gila was actually Henrietta Lack. She went looking for the family, and she finally found the family, and she wrote a book about them. And that's how it became public knowledge of how Johns Hopkins took this black woman and just took her cells and cloned them and created cures for different diseases.
So you were saying that they used it for developing the polio vaccine, cloning, gene mapping, in vitro fertilization.
In vitro fertilization.
For having babies. That's amazing.
Yes.
That's amazing.
And the problem with it is they sold these cells by the billions. The family never made any money. Never got any money.
And you know what they're saying, in the future they're going to start making laws against genetics for selling your genes like that, because there's genes that can determine what color eyes you have, genes that can determine what kind of hair you have, whether your child is a male or female, will they have freckles, will they have brown skin, yellow skin. So in the future they're going to have a lot of laws set up against that.
But the problem with that is that Henrietta Lack didn't sell her cells. Her family didn't sell her cells. Her cells were stolen from her by Johns Hopkins.
The famous Johns Hopkins Clinic people.
Medical Center, that's right. That's right. The famous Johns Hopkins.
They supposedly have all of these fabulous medical breakthroughs, and now we see how they came about, the first ones that gave them their name in the first place. Another great moment in Black history.
Well, I'm going to tell you, there is a movie about this particular thing. You can find it on HBO. It's starring actually Oprah Winfrey. Winfrey is starring in it. And
I like that she picks these roles.
Yes, I like that she picks these roles too. So guys, go out and go to HBO and watch the movie, because it is really, really
What's the name of the movie?
It is called The Life. Wait a minute, I'll tell you exactly. It is called The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lack.
The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lack.
That's right. The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lack. That's a very
appropriate title.
Yes, very appropriate.
She lives on today.
What do you got?
I want to start off with the National Council of Negro Women. I kind of touched on it the last time we had our show, but I didn't do it any justice. So what I did was I went back and I got some more information on it. Okay. The National Council of Negro Women is, first of all, it is the largest organization in the country, male, female, black or white, bar none.
Oh, cool.
It has 3 million members combined, men and women. I'm like, whoa. So it was established in 1935, so it's like 81, 82 years old this year. It's the sitting president. Her name is Ingrid Saunders Jones, a black woman. Very, very fine looking black woman too. I didn't get a whole lot of information about her, but you go on the website there and they tell you about them. Now, this is a nonprofit organization, and the membership is comprised of 36 national African American women's organizations and more than 230 community and campus-based sections. Now you're talking about, Jay said black people don't know how to come together. This shouldn't even, you would think this is a well-kept secret, but it's not. If 3 million black people know about it, right? Then you have all this going on with it. So then the NCNW, National Council of Negro Women, its mission is to lead, empower, and advocate for nearly 3 million women. And those are their members, their families, and their communities. What they do is they address the issues of black women, the economic, financial, spiritual, cultural issues of black women. And to know that this organization has been around for 82 years this year. Mm-hmm. And it is more powerful than, what was that, from the march that happened, the 360 Women's March? 360 Women's. And it's like, this is the greatest march that we've ever seen. And we had that on our show. Remember, we talked about it. And, right. And I'm looking at the National Council of Negro Women, and I'm thinking, bar none, they outrank them head over heels. It's nonprofit, and they all work in education, for the future of education, health, entrepreneurship, and the values that drives the NCNW's initiatives. They serve as a catalyst for effective action to address disparities and inequities in communities of color through research, service, and advocacy.
Oh, okay. Okay, so listen, guys, we're going to take a few minutes. We're going to take a break, and we're going to give you some reggae music while we take this break, and we'll be right back. You're listening to the Jamaica Funk Show with KT and Joe. Well, I remind.
Now leave me, leave me. Give me another chance, give me another try. It's so hard to say goodbye. Now leave me. Give me another chance, give me another try. Baby, it's so hard to say goodbye. Back it up close, come near me now. Me have something me want share it now. It might look spooky and scary now, but be the co-pilot and steering now. No illusion, no fear now. Just take me magic one and disappear now. Reaching climax is clearly now. We no care if the neighbor them want hear we now.
When I first met you, I already knew you were the one for me. Never second guessing that we'd be right here, right now. I swear, I vow to always pick you up when you are down.
All this argument like we're in a parliament, but me know your mouth is your biggest strength. All the time you a give me big tough chat. Me just walk away, then me walk come back. From long time like a old school. Now we a bounce like a pro tool. So me now make one argument mash we up. Me don't fool. I love you, 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 and girl I need you in my arms forevermore. And I love you, 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 I love you.
I will never give you another minute or a chance for you to hurt me. Say you're sorry, say you love me, and change your mind again. Baby, no more tears, no more crying, waiting around for things to get ugly. Don't believe me, watch me leave and hear me when I say, baby, things change. Sunset, sunrise, this is
Malcolm X, black. Marcus Garvey, black. Barack Obama, black. Bill Clinton, black. How you think about that? How a leap of great, some of the greatest people in African history document that. So free up black people, live up black people. I in a jailhouse, someone feel like people. Mental shackles and chain in a brain, them trap people. So free up black people, free up black people. In a jailhouse, someone feel like people. Mental shackles and chain in a brain, them trap people. Yeah, my point is, the meek shall never the earth and be no matter what the fight is. And it was written long before the 80s or the 90s, before the colonel find the herbs and spices. Black people, don't get caught in a them system. Just overcome and don't become a victim. Cause them system set, for them get the future, all of the history will get so. So free up black people, live up black people. I in a jailhouse, someone feel like people. Mental shackles and chain in a brain, them trap people. So free up black people.
I see I be working for mine on mine, whether rain or sunshine. Yeah. Cause every day I've been working hard. Though the wicked them want me fun. And all they try me, I try the system.
Hey guys, we're going to bring you some poetry from Miss Johanna Bright. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy Great America.
An idiot presidential candidate wants to make America great again. And which great America does he think will come back with the rhetoric that's being spilled? Let's just separate ourselves from those who believe his bullshit, first of all. Because all they want is for America to be filled with racism, hatred, fear, and loathing for one another, all over again. The great America that strung up our grandparents and uncles and aunts and sisters and brothers. The great America that denied us entrance into stores and made us sit on the back of the bus. The great America that watched us as our churches burned and dogs attacked us and fire hoses were sprayed on civilians while they protested for equality. The great America that became the killing fields in Mississippi. The great America that kept us down and poor and neglected by societal standards. That great America that only accepted the predominance of white people. Let's make America great again. Not that great America that kept my parents' and their parents from getting a college education, a home loan, and a decent job. Not that great America that required them to kneel on the floors of white-owned homes, where they had to scrub the floors of white people. That great America where they could clean their toilets but not use them. That great America where we lived separate from them at night and during the day we raised their children and went home to beans and rice for dinner every night for literally pennies, always eating the scraps from their tables. Let's make America great again. You know, the one that oppressed and brutalized women. The great America that told women we weren't equal to men and denigrated us on the cover of Playboy magazine and used us as a tool to make other rich men in other countries happy by peddling our flesh across the ocean, keeping slavery alive, well, and thriving. That's the great America I remember, the great America I still see, because that's the truly great America.
Okay, guys, so we're back, and our next little-known Black history fact is about Dr. SEBI. He's affectionately known as Dr. SEBI, and Dr. SEBI was a holistic. He was a holistic doctor, a pathologist, biochemist, and a herbologist. He came to the U.S. from Honduras and is on a mission to heal humanity. As it happens, he has been curing some of the most deadly diseases on the planet for almost 30 years: AIDS, cancer, diabetes, lupus, and epilepsy are just a few of the ailments he have completely reversed. In fact, he is so committed to his work that he took on the Attorney General of New York and the Supreme Court in a trial and won. Now, back in 1980, Dr. Sebi's ran a variety of ads in a newspaper like the New York Post stating AIDS have been cured by Ursha Research Institute, and we specialize in curing sickle cell, lupus, blindness, herpes, cancer, and others. This ad caught the eye of the Food and Drug Administration, and the agency subsequently sued Dr. Sebi's for false advertising and practicing medicine without a license. The judge presiding over the case requested that Dr. Sebi's provide one witness for each disease he claimed to cure. Well, when he furnished 70 witnesses instead to support his argument, showing without a doubt that he did in truth heal all these diseases in the ad, the judge declared the doctor not guilty on all counts. Yes, on all counts. So, even with this outstanding victory in court, along with the testimonies from celebrities and a multitude of people cured by his methods, Dr. Sebi's protocol is still suppressed to this day. Oh yes, still.
Oh yes.
And the thing about it, and you all might want to do a little research on Dr. Sebi's. Dr. Sebi's actually died in a Honduras jail at the age of 82 from pneumonia. Now tell me, how could this guy die from pneumonia at the age of 82 when he done cured all these other mucus causing diseases? And this is one of the things that Dr. Sebi said. Dr. Sebi said that the only disease, he said there's only one disease, and that one disease is called mucus. So if he could cure the mucus of all of the rest of those diseases, why couldn't he cure the mucus of the lungs? Because that's all pneumonia is.
Well, let's just be real. He was in prison. They denied him the ability to treat himself or to have anybody else treat him.
Yes. So, and they said that, they actually had him picked up. It was really, really a suspicious.
Of course it was. It's always suspicious.
His death.
But
yes.
If that word got out about all the things that he has cured, the pharmaceutical industry would just collapse into itself.
Well, that is why the FDA, and by the way, the FDA is ran by corporate heads from the different corporations, like the 5 corporations that really run the food chain here in America. The FDA is ran by those people,
yes.
And you can look it up. It's public knowledge, but it is ran by those people, and those people are the one who set the rules and regulations in terms of our health and what we eat. And the problem with that is they're on the side of major corporations that are set there to kill us, because if your food is causing you to die or causing all these diseases, and Dr. Sebi's proved that it is what you put in your mouth that causes all these diseases. And the Food and Drug Administration is headed by the corporations who produce this food. Then understand it is a ploy to kill you. Okay?
They just want to make money anyway.
Well, yeah, they make money off the food.
Less. They just want to make the money.
They make money off the food. They make money off the hospitals.
They make money off the death.
They make money off the death. They make money off of the treatment.
Yeah.
And if you notice, they don't tell you about healing your ailments. They tell you about managing.
That's pretty
in
much
other
it.
words,
they never tell you about curing anything.
Well, you know what managing means?
Just make sure it stays in check, but you're always going to
have
it.
Keeping it in place. That's
you're
right.
always going to have it.
That's right.
And he passed away, you said, in 2016?
He passed away August the 6th, 2016. And the thing about Dr. Sebi's, what Dr. Sebi said is that, and this is something I've known for a long time. I found this out when my mother had cancer. A disease cannot exist in an alkaline body.
Right.
And so what Dr. Sebi's did is he told you about the different foods that you really need to be eating versus eating what the FDA tells you that you should be eating. And it's foods like avocado, bell pepper, chayote, which is a Mexican squash, cucumbers, dandelion greens, garbanzo beans, green bananas, azote. No, that's
my not so favorite, okra.
Yeah, okra, the kale, lettuce,
but you know what,
all except for iceberg.
Yeah, and a lot of people are leaning towards healthier foods these days. So
they said mushrooms, all except for shiitake mushrooms, okra, olives, onions, poke salad, which are greens.
Okay.
I can't. Purslane.
Okay.
It's Purslane, whatever
sounds
that
like
is.
Purslane. Or purslane.
Sea vegetables, whatever that is. Squash, tomatoes. It says cherry and plum only. Tomatillas, which is that Mexican green tomato.
Yes.
Turnips, watercress, zucchini, and there are tons of fruit like apples, bananas, cherries, all kinds of berries, cranberries, especially cantaloupes. Oh, wait a minute. They say no, all varieties, elderberries in any form, but no cranberries.
Now, what were you talking about? Was it him or you, or is his talking about fruits and vegetables God made and not genetically?
It's Dr. Sebi's. Dr.
Yeah.
Sebi's. If you can find him on YouTube, but he talks about the what the Bible talks about that heals the body. And it says God created the herbs that will heal man. Okay, so there are herbs that God created that are naturally grown on the earth, and there are herbs and vegetables that are created by man. And he was a stickler for that. And one of the vegetables he talked about was the carrots. Carrots are not made.
That has just blown my mind because it's supposed to have carotene. It's supposed to be good for your
carrots
eyes.
Supposed to be good for cancer, from what I heard.
Right.
But according to Dr. Sebi's, it was created by a Dutchman.
Amazing.
In the 15th century or something of that nature.
Definitely somebody I'm going to look up on YouTube.
Yeah.
Definitely.
He's worth checking out.
Wow. I'm blown away.
Yeah. So who do you got, babe?
I got two short ones.
Okay.
And the first guy I got, his name's George Robert Carruthers. He was born in Cincinnati, Ohio in 1939, and he grew up on the south side of Chicago. His dad died in Milford, Illinois, and his mother moved him back to Chicago right after his grandfather he died. But guess what his best invention is noted for? He invented the gold-plated ultraviolet camera and spectrograph, the diagram that they used for the Apollo 16 spaceflight.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Right. That little known Black history fact.
Yes, we're finding out a lot about this NASA, and things that
more Black people were involved in the flights into space, and it's really important for us to realize that we have just as much value in why America is great and the things that we've done that have contributed to our history, and we want you all to take it in and ingest it and go, you know what? It's nothing to be mad at.
Like, really get your greatness. Really get your greatness.
Be proud of it. Don't be angry. Be proud of it. We have something more to do with what we thought was the space flight than anybody could even begin to imagine, even though, the great movie came out, with the women. But I mean, he was an astrophysicist.
Oh, cool.
He quoted to have said, "You have to start preparing early. Take all the science and math courses offered and emphasize the basics," quote.
And in the American schools, we don't offer all the math and sciences that we need to offer.
No, we don't.
And we don't invest a lot of money in the
because
knowledge.
those are the things that they haven't actually taken out of the curriculum in public schools, math and science.
Well,
they haven't taken those out.
You know, one of the things, and I'm gonna get off this subject, but Dr. Savies, he never went to school. Number one,
told me
never went to school,
amazing,
and never read a book.
But you know what? When you think about history and holistic medicine, that is taught hand to mouth, not book to book. So I would love to have known where he started out, how he got his roots in doing that. So I'm so interested in going on YouTube and looking him up now.
I can tell you that he started. He had diabetes, high blood pressure, and he was about to die. And he met a Mexican man. And this Mexican guy told him to change his diet, to go on a fast, a 90-day fast. And what the Mexican guy later explained to him is that he came from a land, and when they brought us here to America, when they brought the black African to America, they stole our diets and all the different things that are crucial to our health and well-being. And so that's what started Dr. Savies on his crusade to finding out about his roots, about our roots, and about the things that we should be eating and the things we shouldn't be eating as African Americans.
And I completely agree and believe that, because historically Africans lived longer than Europeans. A European's lifespan back in the days of, slavery was maybe 60 years old, was considered an old person. The Normandies and all those cats, they're considered themselves old at 30 and 35 years old, and they were just barely living to age 70. If you were 70-year-olds and you were considered a white or Caucasian or European, you were considered very old, But you go into Africa, you couldn't even tell how old these people were because of their diet. So yeah, I totally agree with what
Who is your other person?
My other person's name is Garrett Augustus Morgan. And he was born in 1916. He invented a smoke hood used to rescue several men who were trapped by an explosion under Lake Erie. Now later on, this was refined and it was used by the United States Army as a gas mask during World War I. Yeah. He also invented the early version of the traffic signal. That's right. That featured the stop and go sign.
Yeah.
Yes. Garrett Augustus Morgan, of a little known Black history fact.
So guys, you have your little unknown Black history facts for this week. We will be back next week with more unknown Black history facts or little known Black history facts. But one of the things that we're dedicated to doing, Joe and I, is bringing you into the realm of where you come from and who you are if you are African American. We only do this because our culture and our history have been stolen from us.
And we can reclaim it.
Yeah.
It's not gone.
Yeah.
It's right there in the history books. We can reclaim it. We can be proud of it. We don't have to protest or burn down our neighborhoods or go toe-to-toe with the police force. Just embrace our history and what we've contributed to this country as a people and move on from there.
Yeah, and not only that, but you get to really understand your greatness.
Yes.
Who you are as a people.
Yes.
And you don't have to feel ashamed or embarrassed about who you are. And listen, one thing I want to say, they talk about what the 45 is doing in terms of the budget, and they're going to be taking money from food stamps and welfare
and even talking about the abortion clinics and crap.
Here's the thing we need to understand. If you're getting food stamps or welfare, you're still a taxpayer, number one. Number two, they are giving welfare to corporations. Yes. Major corporations get welfare. A lot of them don't even pay taxes like we do. They get tax breaks. So here's the thing. You need to stand up and be counted. and make sure that you call your aldermen or your congressmen and your senators and let them know that you're not going to stand for this budget, because a lot of people are saying, oh, it's not going to get passed. But they said Donald Trump would not be president, and guess who's in the White House? So please do not go to sleep on this. We need to hear each and every voice out there raised as loud as you possibly can to let people know, I don't care if I'm on welfare, I still pay taxes. Because every time you go in the grocery store, you pay taxes. Every time you go in the department store, you pay taxes. Every time you buy a tank of gas, you pay taxes.
And even if you think you don't pay taxes, you're still a contributing member of society. You have every right.
Taxes. If you live in America, right. You pay taxes.
You're a contributing member to society, right. And the government is here to serve you, not the other way around.
Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely. So listen, guys, we so appreciate you being with us tonight and listening to our show. If you like our show, please like it and subscribe. You can also hear us on www.jamaicafunkshow.com as well as Spreaker.com. Also, you can find Joe's poetry on www.Joe's Poetry, excerpts from my resume.
Tell you what, let's just do this, people. The www.jamaicafunkshow.com is what I like to call a one-stop shop.
Yes.
You go over there, you're going to find Joe's poetry, excerpts from my resume. You're going to find all of our Spreaker.com.
Absolutely.
You're going to find our Facebook live videos. You're going to find Christos Talcidas and Christos Furs. You're going to find all of our opinions, anecdotes, and all of our shenanigans that we get up to right there.
That's right. So just go to www.jamaicafunkshow.com. With that, I want to say, without you, there is no us. So thank you for joining in. May God bless you. Sorry, the time has gotten away from us. And with that, well, Ireman.
I'ma look close like I know say bad man want the boss. Take a little time when you ride on the girl, you not be rush. You not be rush. You not be rush. Take your time, don't even rush. Hold on tight and don't let go. Baby girl, I need your touch. Why? The pussy that pressure me, it's getting the best of me. Feeling my style, feeling my salary, over a recipe, She feeling the way that I roll and she not gonna live to the death of me. I tell her keep feeling it loud, don't worry, baby, I got the sesame. I'm from the street like I'm sesame, I'm from the street like I'm sesame. You see the cat live, double love the love them. Squeeze them and we touch them. Swear to God, you can't deal with all the cat live.